We have a powerful spring storm that's going to affect much of the central and eastern United States with severe weather, snow, and basically all four seasons. So we have this deep trough in the west bringing some needed moisture for California, but this system is really going to create a pretty impressive spring storm as it gets east of the Rockies. A very deep upper level trough, which is just cold air aloft coming, originating from Siberia, moving across the Pacific, and this creates quite a bit of weather, a lot of moisture being plowed up ahead of it here for the whole west coast. But as it comes out of the Rockies, that's when it's going to really wreak havoc here for the central and eastern U.S. This upper level low moving right over Minnesota, Iowa into Wisconsin, then darting off into eastern Canada. But we're talking about a pretty impressive low pressure, 974 millibar low potentially from this particular model, which puts it just above record territory here actually. These are March air pressure records adjusted to sea level, and across the Central Plains, this would really come in at pretty close to the record, which is 969.9 millibars. So just about 4 millibars above that. And it's going to follow this pretty climatologically significant route here, right through the Central Plains into the Northern Plains and Upper Midwest. In addition, unusually warm air out ahead of it tomorrow. 70s deep into Minnesota, which is rare for this early in the season. And in fact, Climate Central's rapid attribution analysis here puts these temperatures in the Central U.S. tomorrow at 2 to 4 times more likely due to climate change. So we're going to see some unusual warmth for this early in the season, really all up and down the Central U.S. So it's going to be severe storms we're talking about tomorrow for places like Illinois, Missouri, maybe even up into southern Minnesota, which for early to mid-March is pretty unusual. And then more storms for the southeast, snow on the back end of it for parts of the Dakotas, Minnesota, and then continuing on into Canada. A lot of moisture too. We're talking about a widespread ½ to 1 inch of rainfall just over the next 48 hours, and then that will all continue off to the east and northeast. And as I mentioned, snow for parts of the northern plains. Looks like western Minnesota, eastern Dakotas, at least several inches of snow, maybe more than a ½ foot of some very heavy wet snow in spots, in addition to some wind. So we're talking about blizzard conditions. Summer-like temperatures to blizzard conditions all within a 24-hour period. An impressive day 2 outlook, moderate risk here for Illinois, eastern Missouri, slight risk all the way up into southeastern Minnesota, where normally you're seeing more winter weather still in Minnesota this time of year. But storms are going to pop into Iowa and Missouri and then bow out into a line here north and east with some very strong storms in Iowa, Missouri, Illinois. Significant tornado parameter, pretty impressive. Again, given that it is mid-March this far north into Iowa and then down through Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, and the deep south. And then that area will continue east, creating another severe threat Saturday into Saturday night for the southeast. So wind gusts and large hail, primary concerns, but there's also going to be a tornado threat here, eastern Missouri into western Illinois. And then Saturday, that threat, that high significant tornado parameter through Louisiana into Mississippi. This is where we have a day 2 risk of moderate, or day 3 risk, of a moderate risk of severe weather, which is impressive that far out to have a moderate risk. But we could be looking at a significant tornado outbreak here in the deep south areas of New Orleans through Missouri into Alabama. So an impressive spring storm near record levels on several accounts is going to create quite a bit of active weather the next couple of days.